Yo, say what's the word with it? YouTube, it's your boy Cwtoosie Barbosa, aka Barbosa Man 2, back with another video. Alright, so look, I'm doing some a reaction video. Um, I just been screenshotting a whole bunch of different topics so I can like look at and talk about with y'all. First of all, make sure this is still recording because I am still new with it. Okay, it is. We straight, we good. Let's go. So I used to watch this show as a kid called The Wayansbros. It's a little older show. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know about it. But it ended and it never really got like a season episode finale. You can call it. Like they never like they basically canceled it type shit, type stuff. So this came up on my timeline, well my explore page on YouTube, and I just wanted to see what it's about. So y'all finna watch it with me.
Concentrate fire on the target.
Working, cause I ain't trying to get a repeat of the last video. So that's what we finna do. Make sure this is working. Make sure this is working. Choose what sound I want to play. Volume. Device. Bluetooth. Add Bluetooth. Add a Bluetooth. Is my Bluetooth even connected? Bluetooth is not connected. Oh, that's crazy. That's why. It's plugged in. I thought this was working the whole time. Hold on.
Microphone off. Microphone on.
It's on, but it ain't connected. So, see, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Trials and tribulations. Uh, okay, there we go. We connected now. We connected now. Now, should be. There we go. There we go. See, just take a little magic to make sure it's happening.
Enemy battleship sunk.
I don't like the way that sound though. So we finna do this. Make sure this sound okay and this sound right. I don't want it up that loud anyway. Right? You can hear me on this. Alright, cool. Maybe that's just an
What's really
app.
going on?
All right. Your mom is coming in town, and I gotta get out of here.
Y'all don't know me. I'm crazy, boy. I'm crazy. Brooklyn, boy, Brooklyn.
I didn't get the money that I
Pops.
thought I should have done, and they won't give me a raise on the Wayne brother. But I prolonged it too long, asked for more money. They took the contract off the table.
God dang.
Yeah. So
Why did the Wayans brothers suddenly end without a proper goodbye? Fans were shocked when the show stopped, and many wondered what really happened behind the scenes. Was it canceled because of low ratings or something else?
You couldn't call? Huh? What, there's no phones? Oh, let me guess, your finger's broken?
Did the network treat the
I ain't
Wayans
gonna
brothers
fake it. I don't
unfairly?
like the way this
And how
sound
did
right
Shawn and Marlon Wayans feel about the sudden ending? Let's explore the truth about why this popular sitcom came to an unexpected stop.
Marlon Williams, acting tape, take one.
Hold on, wait, y'all. Hold on, wait, y'all. This sound is very, what is it? Fade. Oh no, that's the transitions. I don't care about that. I just want to make sure this sound right. Don't like the way this sound. Okay. Mighty, king. How you audio medium apply. Okay. Hopefully that make it better.
The Wayans Bros was a TV show
Okay, there
that
we
ran
go.
from
A lot better.
1995 to 1999.
Damn,
It was
4
super
years.
funny and had people laughing nonstop. The show was about two brothers, Shawn and Marlon, played by real-life brothers Shawn and Marlon Wayans. They were always looking for ways to make money, but their personalities were very different. Shawn was the responsible one, while Marlon was carefree and wild. Even though they argued a lot, they always helped each other out in the end.
Yeah, what now? What, you got power?
Their dad, John Williams, played by John Witherspoon, owned a small diner. He was cheap and funny, and his personality added a lot of laughs to the show. Many families, especially black families, loved watching because the characters felt real and relatable. The show even did well with audiences outside the black community because of its sharp humor and great cast.
Y'all don't know me, I'm crazy, boy! I'm crazy! Brooklyn, boy, Brooklyn!
But then something sad happened. The show ended suddenly with no final episode to wrap things up.
See, that's what
Fans
I
were
was saying, and they
upset
had a
and wanted
final
answers.
episode.
Fans didn't understand this decision, especially since the Wayans Bros had good ratings, even better than some of those teen shows. People were left wondering if there was another reason the show was canceled. Theme songs are a big deal for TV shows, especially black sitcoms. They don't just set the vibe, they become part of the show's identity. The Wayans brothers understood this and made history by using a hip-hop classic as their theme song. The show started with an instrumental version of Electric Relaxation by a tribe called Quest, a big name in hip-hop. This wasn't just music, it was a statement about culture, style, and identity.
Okay, I never knew that. I ain't gonna fake it.
Shawn and
I
Marlon
ain't never
Wayans, the
listened to
stars of the
Tribe Called
show,
Quest, to be
were deeply
honest.
connected to
That's like
hip-hop.
before my time.
Shawn was a former DJ, and both brothers grew up in the heart of hip-hop culture. You could see it in how they dressed, the way they talked, and of course, in their choice of theme song. Starting with a goofy intro that looked like it was straight out of the 70s, the real opening kicked in when they switched to the A Tribe Called Quest track. Fans loved it. It was fresh, cool, and felt authentic. But things changed after the second season. The theme song was replaced with a new instrumental made by Shawn, Marlon, and their friend, actor Omar Epps. While the new music wasn't bad, it didn't have the same magic as Electric Relaxation. Many fans were disappointed. They had grown attached to the original track because it was unique and symbolized the show's vibe. The decision to change the theme song wasn't explained, but it left fans feeling a little let down. For many, that original hip-hop track set the Wayans brothers,
Nah,
apart
for
from
real.
other
I
sitcoms.
definitely ain't like the other
Even though
theme
the
song
show
that
stayed funny and true to its roots, the theme song change was a reminder of how much music can mean to a show and its audience. For fans, Electric Relaxation will always be the theme song of the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, it's the best one.
One big change that upset fans was the location of Pops's Diner. In the first season, Pops's Diner was in Harlem, a place full of culture and history. It felt real and connected to the characters. But in the second season, the diner moved to Rockefeller Center in Manhattan. Some fans thought this made the show lose some of its heart. They missed the authentic feel of Harlem and felt the new location didn't fit as well with the show's original vibe.
Going somewhere where the wine flow is free, the women are easy, and they gamble all
I ain't even
night
know
long.
that.
Bingo night.
Another struggle was the lack of recognition for the show's success. Marlon Wayans spoke out about this, saying the WB network didn't give the show the credit it deserved. Did you know the Wayans brothers often had higher ratings than big shows like Friends in some cities? Despite this, The network didn't treat it like one of its top programs. Marlon felt the show helped make the WB network popular, but it never got the respect or promotion it earned. It's important to remember that The Wayans Brothers wasn't just another sitcom, it was the first original sitcom on the WB network. Back then, the WB was new and trying to find an audience.
I remember
The show's
WB.
working title was Brother to Brother, but it was later changed to The Wayans Brothers. It was part of a big night of shows, including Unhappily Ever After and The Parenthood. This lineup
ain't watched
helped
them
put the
shows, I ain't gonna
WB
fake
on the
it.
map. Despite these struggles, The Wayans Brothers remains a favorite for many fans.
What you talking about? Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones are still out there making that paper.
Did you know Shawn and Marlon Wayans had to fight hard to cast
that
John
paper.
Witherspoon as their dad in The Wayans Brothers?
Yeah, I
The
seen
network
something
bosses
about that.
didn't
That's like
think
they ain't
he was
want
the
him.
right guy for the role. Can you believe that? But Shawn and Marlon stood their ground. They knew Witherspoon was perfect for the part, and they refused to back down. John Witherspoon, or Pops, as many fans lovingly call him, was a comedy legend. He made people laugh in movies like Boomerang, Friday and Vampire in Brooklyn. He was also in TV shows like The Boondocks and Black Jesus. But his role as Pops in The Wayans Brothers became one of his most famous and loved roles.
All right. Your mom's mom is coming in town, and I gotta get out of here.
When Shawn and Marlon were working on the show, they were clear about one thing. John Witherspoon had to play their dad. However, the NBC network didn't agree. They wanted someone else, even suggesting Danny Glover. Now, Danny Glover is great,
Nah.
but Shawn and Marlon couldn't see him yelling,
Nah.
"Get in here!" or acting like
Danny
the
Glover
hilarious,
over
over-the-top
Pops?
dad they envisioned.
Nah.
They believe Witherspoon brought something special no one else could. Shawn
nobody-
once shared this
can't
story
nobody
at
do-
Witherspoon's
do what
funeral in
Pops did.
2019. He said that when NBC tried to push another actor on them, they simply said, "Nope, that's our Pops. Take it or leave it." NBC decided not to pick up the show, which could have been a disaster. But then Warner Brothers stepped in. They agreed to cast Witherspoon as Pops, and the rest is history.
That's gonna be our Pops right there. And we were little boys, but we knew that that dude was gonna be our dad.
Can you imagine the Wayans brothers without John Witherspoon?
It would have got canceled.
He brought so much heart and
Way
laughter
before.
to the show. His funny lines, big personality, and lovable energy made Pops unforgettable. The Wayans brothers saw his talent and wouldn't let anyone else take that spot. When John Witherspoon passed away on October 29th, 2019, the comedy world was heartbroken. He left behind a legacy of laughter and unforgettable performances. Shawn and Marlon's decision to fight for him showed not just their love for him as an actor, but also their understanding of what made the Wayans brothers so special.
Look, he's even splurging some money for a brand new suit. This is not a suit. This is my coffin.
Without John Witherspoon, the show wouldn't have been the same. Pops was the glue that held it all together. Shawn and Marlon took a risk, and it paid off. Fans will
funny as
always
hell.
remember
Pop's
John
funny as hell.
Witherspoon as the hilarious, wisecracking, and loving dad who made us all laugh. Comedy is meant to make people laugh, but sometimes it can also stir up mixed feelings. The slapstick humor and over-the-top antics in certain shows have been loved by many. People enjoy the silliness, funny movements, and exaggerated jokes. However, not everyone feels the same. Some believe these types of comedy rely too much on stereotypes or physical gags. This can make the humor feel repetitive or even offensive to some viewers.
Scream.
You couldn't call? Huh? What, there's no phones? Oh, let me guess, your fingers broken? Huh?
The Wayans brothers brought a unique and edgy style to the world of comedy.
Sorry, y'all.
Their
It's
jokes
like 1:30
often
in the
pushed
morning.
boundaries, which made some people laugh, but also made others uncomfortable. Finding a studio to support their vision wasn't easy at first. Many studios were nervous about taking a risk on their type of humor. They worried that it might upset people or fail to attract a big audience. This hesitation didn't stop the Wayans brothers, though. Instead, it showed how determined they were to stick to their style. They believed in their work, even when it wasn't for everyone. Their comedy aimed to shine a light on real-life issues, but through a playful and outrageous lens. This boldness won them fans who appreciated their honesty and willingness to take risks. Still, the criticism can't be ignored. Some argue that their jokes sometimes went too far or leaned too heavily on stereotypes. While humor based on stereotypes might seem funny at first, it can also be hurtful or offensive. Over time, audiences have become more aware of how comedy can impact different groups of people. This has led to more conversations about what's okay to joke about and what crosses the line. The challenge with comedy is finding a balance.
People
It should
too
be funny
sensitive.
and entertaining, but also mindful of how it affects others. The Wayans brothers' style sparked a lot of these conversations. It showed that comedy could be more than just laughter. It could also make people think.
I don't know me, I'm crazy, boy! I'm crazy! Brooklyn, boy, Brooklyn!
Now, in 1999, fans were left
Oh, that was a
confused
good
and upset
episode.
because the show didn't get a chance to say goodbye properly. After 5 years and over 100 episodes, the network abruptly canceled The Wayans brothers without giving it a final episode. There was no big moment to wrap up the characters' stories, no emotional goodbye for fans to remember. The cancellation came during the summer of 1999, leaving everyone surprised, including the cast. For many black-led TV shows at the time, this kind of treatment wasn't unusual. Unfortunately, they often
White
didn't
Mike.
get the respect they deserved. Shawn and Marlon Wayans didn't let this setback stop them. They moved on to bigger projects in Hollywood, but they didn't forget how the Wayans brothers ended. Shawn even joked about it in their 2000 movie Scary Movie. In one scene, his character says, "And the Wayans brothers was a good show, man. It was a good-ass show, and we didn't even get a final episode." Fans appreciated this moment because it showed the brothers understood their frustration. Even though the show ended without closure, it's still remembered as a classic. The Wayans brothers made people laugh and brought Shawn and Marlon's comedic talent to millions of homes. Fans may never get the ending they hoped for, but the memories of the show live on. It was, as Shawn said, a good-ass show.
I'm stupid now!
Nah, for real. They most definitely was.
You trying to
And they
sabotage
playing
me?
on
Q
BET
and John
all day.
Witherspoon. Speaking in an interview with This Is 50 and Young Jack Thriller, the late comedian seemingly revealed the real issues that led to the cancellation. One of them was issues of pay. Though he didn't mention how much he earned, one can easily deduce that his salary was nothing to write home about. He took the issue up with the producers, who promised to increase his wages once they hit a certain milestone. When it was time for the increment, the producers allegedly offered him a contract that was way below what he was expecting, so he rejected it. He might not have stated it, but it definitely affected his attitude towards work, because it's kind of discouraging to put your all into a venture and not be adequately compensated, especially when the venture is super successful.
Nah,
To
for
give you an
real.
idea of what he would have received at the time, here's John Witherspoon talking about how much he was paid for his role in the 1995 movie Friday. Of course, Friday was Ice Cube's movie, and he didn't have enough money at the time. But New Cinema signed on and pumped $2 million into the production, at least according to Witherspoon. The entire production blew the box office records, yielding a whopping $300 million. However, John claims he
Damn.
received none of that money because, in his own words, Hollywood doesn't come back to pay bonuses. Sadly, John
2
Witherspoon's
million got
issue is a
300
common
million?
phenomenon that affects almost every black actor or actress in Hollywood.
Then there's Pretty Woman. Hated it.
The Wayans family created shows like In Living Color and hit parody movies like Scary Movie. But their sitcom, The Wayans Brothers, often didn't get the same praise. People compared it to these bigger projects and said it wasn't as good. Still, the show had its charm and played a big role in launching Shawn and Marlon Wayans into Hollywood. The Wayans brothers gave Shawn and Marlon a chance to show their talent. It wasn't just a sitcom, it was like their training ground. They learned about acting, writing, and producing. Even though the show ended after 5 seasons, it set the stage for their future success. While working on the show, the brothers were already making moves in Hollywood. In 1996, they co-wrote and starred in Don't Be a Menace to South Central, while drinking your juice in the hood, often just called Don't Be a Menace. The movie made
for
$20 million,
real.
proving they had what it took to make people laugh on the big screen too. After the Wayans brothers ended, Shawn and Marlon kept climbing. In 2000, they co-starred, co-wrote, and co-produced Scary Movie.
Hey, yo, dog. Does this shirt make me look gay?
Okay.
It became a massive hit,
This
earning
shirt made me look gay.
$278
Yes.
million worldwide on a small $19 million budget. The sequel, Scary Movie 2, brought in another $140 million. They didn't stop there. In 2004, they made White Chicks, a comedy
I
about
was
two
just finna
undercover
say, I know
FBI
they ain't make
agents
Scary
pretending
Movie
to be
3.
rich white women. The movie made over $113 million and became one of the top comedy hits that year. 2 years later, they created Little Man, which also earned over $100 million worldwide.
Little Man was funny.
Marlon Wayans has said the sitcom was a big learning experience. He explained, "We were young kids from the projects of Manhattan creating, producing, and starring in our own show. It helped us grow as artists and gave us the skills to become movie stars. The show may not have gotten as much attention, but for Shawn and Marlon, it was the foundation of their success."
That outfit is trash.
Now let's delve into some behind-the-scenes facts that you don't know about the show.
Isn't that the same place you got the hip?
Mm-hmm. 2 more easy payments and they're all mine. My, look at you two. So handsome, getting so big.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you took after my side of the family. Otherwise, you might have ended up looking like Homie the Clown here.
Boys, I know I promised, but does Dracula know you?
Did you know Jeanette Dubois was younger than John Witherspoon, even though she played his mother-in-law on the Wayans brothers? Yes,
Damn.
it's true. She was 3 years younger than him.
I ain't know
That
that.
might surprise you since she looked much older in the show. The makeup team did an amazing job making her look like an older grandma. Jeanette Dubois was already a big name in Hollywood before she joined the Wayans brothers in its third
Okay,
season.
this some
She
stuff
had a
I
long
ain't know.
and successful career as an actress. Many people remember her as Willona Woods on Good Times, the funny and stylish neighbor of the Evans family. She was on the show from 1974 to 1979. Dubois didn't just act, she also had a beautiful singing voice. She co-wrote and performed the theme song for the Jeffersons, called Movin' On Up. If you've ever heard it, you know it's one of the catchiest songs in TV history.
I didn't know that.
It still puts a smile on people's
That
faces to this
is
day.
her.
When Jeanette joined the Wayans brothers, she played Grandma Ellington, the grandmother of Shawn and Marlon Williams. She was also Pops' mother-in-law. Her character and Pops didn't get along, which made for some very funny moments.
You
Their
said
back and
Triple
forth
Up is
arguments always had viewers laughing. But in real life, Jeanette and John Witherspoon were good friends, and they respected each other's talent. It's amazing how Jeanette Dubois pulled off playing an older woman when she was actually younger than John Witherspoon. This is a great example of the saying, "Black don't crack." Even in her later years, she looked beautiful and youthful. Her talent and charm made her unforgettable on screen. Jeanette Dubois gave us so many great performances during her life. She made us laugh, sang songs we still love, and showed how versatile she was as an actress. Her role in the Wayans brothers was just another example of her incredible skills and dedication to her craft. If you remember watching the Wayans brothers, you know it's full of running jokes that keep the laughs coming. Shawn is always chasing women. Marlon struggles with his acting dreams. Pops cuts corners in his diner while wearing eccentric clothes, and Dee is on the hunt for a man. But one of the funniest and most mysterious gags in the show is the fact that Shawn and Marlon's mother, Pops' wife, never appears in any episode.
Never.
This wasn't because the writers forgot about her. In fact,
They
some
always talking
episodes
about her.
focused on Pops' marriage. One story even had Shawn and Marlon thinking Pops might be cheating on their mom.
Yeah.
But despite the talk about her, we never actually see her on screen. Somehow, this made the jokes even funnier. The audience was left to imagine what she might be like, and her absence became part of the charm of the show. There's no official explanation for why Shawn and Marlon's mother never showed up. It could have been a creative choice by the writers to keep the focus on the father-son relationship and the brothers' adventures. Leaving her unseen gave the show a unique twist and kept viewers guessing. It also created an interesting dynamic. Pops would talk about his wife, and the brothers would react as if she was very real to them, but she remained a mystery to the audience. This made her an invisible but important part of the family. The show also had some interesting behind-the-scenes moments. For example, did you know Marlon Wayans was supposed to play Robin in the Batman movies? He missed out on the role, but he brought a bit of Batman to his sitcom. Adam West, the original Batman from the 1960s TV show, made a cameo in season 3 as a TV show host. You might know Scott Baio from Happy Days or Charles in Charge, but he also directed 4 episodes of the Wayans brothers in 1996. His work on the show even opened doors for him to direct other black sitcoms like The Jamie Foxx Show and The Parkers. Glenn Turman, a well-known actor from Cooley High and A Different World, directed several episodes starting in season 3. He later worked with Marlon again on the Netflix movie Sextuplets. The mystery of the Wayans brothers' mother adds to the charm of the show. By keeping her off-screen, the writers let viewers use their imagination while focusing on the wild and funny antics of the rest of the family.
He said you was whack. He said that. He said Vanilla Ice was better than you. Vanilla.
The Wayans brothers were once everywhere on TV and in movies, but today they aren't as big in the comedy world as they used to be. You might wonder why that is. Well, after their huge success with In Living Color, they focused more on movies. Keenan Ivory Wayans starred in A Lowdown Dirty Shame, and Sean and Marlon worked together on the funny film Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Their success didn't stop there. In the 2000s, Marlon led comedies like Scary Movie, White Chicks, and Little Man. Little Man didn't do well in theaters at first, but later it became popular on Netflix. However, as time went on, their style of comedy started to fade. By 2009, their movie Dance Flick didn't do well at all. It only made back a small amount of its $25 million budget. Comedy was changing, and it seemed like the Wayans brand of silly humor wasn't connecting with audiences anymore.
That's why I'm
Keenan even mentioned this change when he tried to bring back In Living Color with a reboot. He said, "I just feel like we're in a different time," explaining that the world of comedy had shifted.
Dance Flick was cool.
So while the Wayans brothers didn't disappear, they found themselves in a time where their comedy wasn't the biggest thing in entertainment anymore. They're still around, but things have just changed over the years.
Hey, I just learned some stuff that I ain't even know about that. I ain't even gonna cap. So if y'all haven't, check out the Wayans Bros. I mean, I think it still come on BET all the time, MTV, if you got cable, or I don't know if it's on any streaming stuff. I don't know, but the show was funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I just learned some stuff that I didn't know. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I'm finna probably react to another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that post notification bell as well.